Ooh, what is next, baby? What is
You got that.
next?
You got that Crawford versus Brooks fight, man. That KO was uh, if that ring if the ring wasn't there.
Hey, my man would have been in the first row. He'd have been sitting with Crawford's
Yes.
mama if that ring wasn't there,
Yes.
boy.
Yes. The biggest thing about that was he didn't even hit him on the off switch, man. He hit him in the eye.
It's that boy hit him with that check hook.
He
And
hit him in the
and
eye.
and what's the crazy thing about this fight is, who was it? Andre Ward, was he the commentator on the fight?
Think so.
He was
Yeah.
saying it on the fight. Crawford, not that he wasn't looking good, but he wasn't winning the fight on the scorecards.
No. No.
Like Brook was doing real good all the way up until he wasn't.
You talked about that in the past too. Hey, Brooks did. He gave him a couple combinations. You could see like there was a little swelling on the Crawford's eye. I think it was his right eye.
Yeah,
You could see a little swelling on his right eye. But Crawford said after the fight that most of his opponents don't know his strength.
man.
So
Yeah, they.
it's just one of those things where if you don't know how strong this dude actually is, he's 37-0 for a reason, and he has 20 something knockouts for a reason. That's because he be knocking people out
Out
with that right hand.
cold. It was nasty.
It was crazy, man. And the fact of the matter was, before the fight, you saw his family over there, and I don't know if it was his aunt or his mama, but you could see somebody talking some cash money
Somebody
talk
said he
in
said
the
he said his
crowd,
mama
man.
had on the pound for pound mask. So that might have been her. We was talking about that. Like
All his
I don't know
mama.
if that was his mama, his auntie. Somebody was on that because you could see the you don't see the mouth
You can
move,
see,
but you
yeah,
know what was said.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know what was
yeah.
said.
Crawford was he looked good. He looked good a couple times in this match right here. You know that this COVID situation, you can't train like you want to per se, but he did look good, especially up to that knockout. And then when he got that
Ooh
knockout,
boy.
and you saw him pounce on him, man.
But so the
It,
question is, well that ain't really the question because if he got hit with that shot at any point, that fight would have been a wrap. But Crawford comes out in orthodox stance and can't get anything done. And
yeah,
typical Crawford fashion, switches the southpaw, takes away that jab, to which I went, why didn't he just do that in the first place? But then I also remember all the talk like, Brook don't fight southpaws that bad. He fights southpaws very well. So that could have been why. And then he got snap jabbed a couple times. He was like, oh, wait a minute. I'm going to need to see something else. So he switches the southpaw, and then it's like a complete different fight. It's crazy. And then
something that small that you change up can change the fight totally in the other side, and he did it. And he hit him with that check hook, like you just said, and
man,
woohoo!
the fact that he can just switch stances in these type of fights
Yes,
goes
yes,
to show like that's some pound for pound shit right there.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
is he
yeah.
is he number one? I'm the only thing I can say is Crawford's number one until Canelo fights again. And then
Exactly,
we're gonna be like
exactly.
Canelo's number one. Cause Canelo free. Canelo is free. He a free agent now. He done with his own.
Well, that's
So
good.
he's done with his
That's
own.
good. Maybe I feel like in boxing though, we've been getting more fights that have been higher level or higher profile fights. Uh, this past couple years, I think when the UFC Dana White called out the boxing for not having big fights with bigger names, they put on some bigger shows. But I feel like that Crawford versus Spencer fight needs to happen. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think it needs to happen because then we can actually see two high level opponents match up in the ring, and we can see who is really the baddest man on the
Bob
planet.
Earl up there like, bruh, we try to get Spence to fight. We try to get it. He's not after this KO, he's not gonna fight him. I feel like it's more politics than it is dodging, to tell you the truth,
Yeah,
honestly. And
yeah,
that's what sucks about not only is it different promotions, it's different TV deals. They got to come together and do this, that, and the other. That's why these big fights don't get put together so much. So, but the thing is, after this fight, what else is there? What
there's
else
nothing
what else
really
is
for
there
him,
to
man.
see from Crawford and Spence, except for them getting together and doing that fight.
Yeah, I mean, it have to, man. Have to. Got to see who's the baddest man on the planet, man. And I want to see that fight right there. I think it's gonna be a good one too.
Definitely. Boom.